G'day, I'm Tappers and welcome to the Eventing Show, brought to you by the Horse Hub app. Today I'm joined by a stellar cast of elite eventing stars. I've got Northern Wild Boy, Ben Hobday.
Yeah, boy.
Swedish pin-up boy, Ludwig Svennerstal.
Yeah.
And English Rose, Gemma Tattersall from down south. And of course we have Alec Lochore, event organiser extraordinaire, musketeer event management, as well as of course the London Olympics. You know, got to be your highlight of your career, Alec. So let's go to you, Alec, first. It's been a long time since London, so you're still living the high life?
I still remember it. It was a it brings back fond memories every time I see images of it on the telly, and I am very proud of what a big team of people did.
Indeed, yeah, you should be really proud. So you're at London?
Yeah.
Yeah. So was good for you as well as a competitor?
Yeah, it was very good. It was truly amazing. Really amazing event, and everything was.
Do you think it was the London that made it amazing, or the Olympics, or was it both? Because you know,
I think a bit of everything. Like, because it was in London, made it a lot better. It was great excitement and great competition, and no, I think everything made it that good, and I think it will take a long time before we get an event like that.
Indeed, yeah. Well, I'm sure Alec's trying to make many of his events as good as London, but we wait to see if we can emulate that and get some sort of legacy from London in terms of the prestige and the exposure and all that sort of thing. And moving on from London, of course, quite a while ago now, our first three-star of the season has been Belton, and Belton's been and gone, and it was won by Mark Todd, Sir Mark Todd of equestrian royalty, and Vittoria Panazon was the runner-up. She was the winner last year, trying to defend her title, and then closely followed by Mary King. So a really all-star class a couple of weeks ago at Belton, and yeah, we talk about London, and one of the most influential fences at Belton was one of the London Legacy fences, okay, and it was actually one of the most influential fences at London as well. I think it's called the Bandstand fence. Yeah. You obviously had a good ride through the Bandstand fence at London, Ludwig?
Yeah, no, I did, and I had a good one in Belton as well. I mean, I think the distance was a little bit tricky. You need to get a good jump in, but I think they jumped generally quite well.
I think the distance was very tricky both at London and Belton. It's obviously they're portable fences; they can be set up wherever they want. But I mean, I think nearly every French rider had 20 penalties.
It was a pretty bad day for the French.
The French at fence 3 in London. Yeah. Thanks for coming, and yeah, bye. So that was pretty substantial, and I reckon you loved the London fence at Belton, didn't you?
Story of my life. It caught me out. We had a bit of a fall at that fence. My horse was a little bit inexperienced, took off for the one stride, hesitated, and it was game over at fence 7. But he's a little bit inexperienced, and unfortunately that's part of the sport, and we'll live to fight another day. And
all three of us guys, we all quite often wear head cams, don't we? I mean, I've seen Ludwig around Burley. You had the big egghead Teletubbies look, rocking that look. Looks good, cool. Mate. Yeah,
love
really
it.
Cool.
Love it.
And obviously, Ben, you do the same. And I have to say, when you put the YouTube footage up of your fall at Belton, I was most impressed with the first words coming out of your mouth as you're still rolling along the ground. What was it?
This will make a good video, yeah.
Yeah, that'll look good on the video, won't it? Brilliant. The dust is still flying. He's still rolling. The horse is still getting up, trying to kick him in the head for riding the fence like you did. Was that right?
Well, I think it's important. You know, there's a lot of good times in the sport, but it's important that the general public see how tough the sport is and how extreme it is. You know, we do a very dangerous sport, and you know, you watch Formula 1, skiing, there's big crashes, and you know, I think everyone who takes part in the sport is very brave, and I certainly want to be looked at as an extreme rider.
Yeah, we are an extreme sport. I mean, let's not shy away from the fact that in terms of the injuries, fatalities, don't want to say that word, but all of those things, we are a fairly extreme sport. And a lot of other extreme sports are celebrated for their extremeness, whereas we tend to shy away from it. I mean,
I don't know why, because, you know, it takes a lot of guts to get out there on the course and ride that speed on an animal that you're not always in control of, and I think it's cool, and I think...
Speak for yourself.
Well, you know, the general public...
You're always in control, aren't you?
Yeah. I know, but there's a lot of people that come to shows, maybe some guys who come with their girlfriends who don't know much about horses, and, you know, their general opinion is that, oh, these blokes riding horses, you know, it's not really cool, whereas when they come up close to an event like this, a 3-star, 4-star, they realise how big the jumps are, how fast you're going at, and realise, God, I can do that, and you know, maybe we earn their respect a bit more, and I think that's what I'd like to put across a bit more to the general public that it's not as easy as, as it looks.
Without being too big-headed, we are very, very brave, and so are our horses. You know, we've got that extra element. There is a very fine line between bravery and madness, isn't there?
So I'd say it's slightly mad as well.
And given that, Alec, you got out of the sport, you were a professional event rider for a while and decided to get out and into the organising. Does that mean you were edging away from the bravery or the madness, or which one?
I think it's just a different degree of madness. It's stupidity. You cross the line into stupidity. No, I love my days, and we had a few mad moments, and I've got a few mad videos to recall the mad moments as well as the good times.
So, of course, we mentioned Belton, and we're here at Burnham, the second 3-star event of the UK, but we've had various other 3-star events around the world, and one of our first ones was Fontainebleau. And Gemma, you were at Fontainebleau, so
I did.
Talk us through that. I think it was a Nations Cup competition as well.
Yeah, it was. It was absolutely amazing event. I love it at Fontainebleau. I love France. I love competing in France. The course there was pretty tough. It was actually a proper championship track. When I walked it, I thought if the horse goes round here, she'll be ready to go on and jump round her CCI 3-star. And also the show jumping there was probably one of the biggest and toughest tracks that I've seen. So yeah, it was a really great event actually. And
the Nations Cup series, you've been on the team a number of times now.
Yeah.
It's all good, and some wins and some other things. So
yeah, some wins and some fall downs as well.
Such is the nature of our sport, like we were talking about.
Yeah, I've been involved with that, and it's been an amazing stepping stone from you know, competing as an individual to sort of getting on perhaps a team for the World Games or the Europeans or maybe one day the Olympics. It's just a really great stepping stone to ride in a team situation. The
UK have been quite open about using the Nations Cup series as that purpose, though, haven't
really
they? They're not necessarily putting their William Foxbits and Mary Kings in there.
They've had some of us young ones and given, you know, some of us a real chance, which has been an amazing opportunity for some of us to have that, you know, that chance. And like Aachen last year, a couple of us went and had the most amazing time.
Aachen is a truly amazing
really
event, this is for sure, and so is Buccolo, and I think Buccolo was part of the Nations Cup, and it was actually the final.
Yeah.
The team didn't manage to win at Buccolo.
No, we were second, but then we won the series.
So the series is a point score system, and you, by coming second, I think you only just scraped in.
We literally won by 1 point.
1 point, pretty impressive when you're talking all of those points added up over so many events. So.
How much money did you win for doing that?
I think I won like €1,000 or something.
I think the FEI...
I fell down, so I thought that was quite good.
Yeah, you had a bad event, still got prize money because of the team doing well. Good job.
And I think the FEI are hopeful for getting a sponsor next year.
Yeah.
Which is what it needs now.
It definitely has grown.
The nations have engaged with it. It's a great competition. It's working much better than the World Cup did for lots of reasons. The World Cup didn't work, and the Nations Cup is working. And now we need just to get a bit of sponsorship, get a bit of prize money behind it. We had the World Cup here, you know, and it was much more that the riders happened to end up at those competitions because that suited their schedule. Whereas the Nations Cup, people are planning and aiming teams. I mean, the French.
We're very much doing that. We are like Philip Sell is in charge of it, and he's very much trying to get us to plan some of our events into the Nations Cup. So, you know, we are sending strong teams to all of the
and the French have engaged with it. The French went to
Fontainebleau,
obviously, but also to Ballon-Dennis last weekend. And
so Ballon-Dennis was a step up for the Team GBR. They won there.
Yeah.
Which was all good.
Yeah, really good.
That's the last horse of the day, wasn't it? The French horse ran out at the second last fence, and that
so exciting action right to the very end, which is what we need in our sport.
Yeah.
Very good. So obviously Alec runs a number of events throughout the country, and you're very brave, I feel, in at Houghton. You're organising a bit of a question and answer to talk about the financial viability of the sport of eventing, which definitely needs talking about and needs improving. We put an enormous amount of time, effort and money into our horse flesh and our horses, and rightly so. We treat them like royalty, and the competitions just at the moment we just don't seem to be matching that in terms of the prize money, the prestige, the media coverage, all of that sort of thing, which, you know, is something we need to collectively as event riders and event organisers need to try and change. So I think it's quite brave of Alec to do that, and quite good of Alec to
well, I mean,
put his neck on the line.
I think it needs to be done. I mean, I think that also remember that the events now are run very differently to how they used to be. This is a business. And I actually had a business review over the winter, and the chap reviewed it, and he asked me why I did it. He would categorise it a very high risk business. He said the margins should be way more than they are.
So the British eventing take a massive cut of the...
No, they don't take a massive cut. They take a levy. The FEI take a levy of the prize money, and you pay a calendar fee, you know, infrastructure costs money. It's as simple as that. I mean, you know, you've got site rents to pay.
And what else do you think we can do to get more sponsorship, to get a title sponsor? And
I think that I think that as a sport we work very, very autonomously, and riders and sponsors and owners and organisers need to come together a little bit more and work together. At the moment, it's I want sponsorship because I'm a rider. I want sponsorship because I'm an event. You know, and actually we ought to work together a little bit more, and the events ought to work together a bit more, rather than it just be Burnham Market trying to go out there and get. Maybe it should be Burnham Market and Belton and Chatsworth and
getting a group
Gackham.
Sponsorship.
Yeah.
Download the Horse Hub app for your iPhone and iPad free from iTunes and play audio and video where you like, when you like. You can even stream it to your TV. Also available in Horse Hub, event highlights from around the world including Adelaide, Bramham and of course badminton. There's training too. Olympic dressage rider and trainer Carl Hester, 6-time Olympian Mary King, Canadian team coach Clayton Fredericks, listen to US Olympian Jimmy Wofford, show jumping help from Tim Stockdale, dressage help from Richard Davison and many more. Plus, all your favourite shows from Horse and Country TV.
And I think we are the perfect match.
And so much more with hundreds of downloads available. Many are free or less than the price of a cup of coffee. Download the Horse Hub app now from iTunes and keep your equestrian iTunes with you wherever you go. Just search for Horse Hub in iTunes.
Welcome back to the Eventing Show, and we're leading up to a very exciting time of year. It's pre-badminton, so the hype has all just begun. Press day has happened. The Badminton Horse Trials have released their video preview of the course, and last year it was all about the clash of the titans. It was William Foxpitt and Andrew Nicholson both going for a Rolex Grand Slam, and was Michael Young, the European, the Olympic and the world champion, going to come and spoil their party? As it was, we had another one come up and spoil everybody's party, and Jock won. So the main press we have around badminton this year is the new course designer. After 25 years, Hugh Thomas has resigned his role as course designer and is now only the course director. A move that many event riders have openly welcomed and said was well overdue. So, Ludwig, badminton bound. Have you watched the preview? You ready? You fired up?
I haven't watched it, but I'm ready, and it feels good. Feels good.
And the old Vicarage V is back. Now, exactly, that's the most reaction. Most riders get, oh my God, the Vicarage V.
I'm so old I've jumped it.
I'm so old I've jumped it as well. I'm guessing Ludwig hasn't.
I haven't even seen it.
Hasn't even seen it. Have you seen it in pictures? Do you understand the fear that the Vicarage V puts into most event riders?
No, haven't.
So you're just going to gallop on in there and go, yeah.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss. I think this could be a good thing. So, but Gemma, you've jumped it?
I've jumped it. Yeah, I jumped it when I was a little one. Yeah, it was good. I jumped it and thought, oh, what was all the fuss about? And then realised I had the Colt Pond to jump, bounce into water.
Yeah, exactly.
Robbie needs to concentrate.
So this year, the Vicarage V, they've remodelled the takeoff. So I think actually from the takeoff side, it's a little softer. But the landing, it just looks vast, that ditch out behind. So you're going to have to come with some serious pace to make it to good ground on landing on the side of the Vicarage V.
And hold your line.
Seriously tough track. And, you know, last year's track got a little bit of criticism for not being tough enough. You know, you were there, Ludwig?
Yeah.
And what did you think?
I thought it was, to be honest, I thought it was the track that was on the softer side, but at the same time it was a very good feel, the ground was very good, and I think sometimes if the ground would have been very soft, maybe it would have been a different outcome. But I think it's very exciting with this new course designer. I've seen some of his courses in the past and they've been very tough, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Excellent. So am I, and so is Gemma. No, she doesn't look.
No, I am.
You don't
Yes,
look
I am.
quite so enthusiastic.
No, I am.
So, give us a prediction, Ben. 1, 2, 3 at badminton. Who's it going to be?
My boy Luda's going to win it. Seen here first.
Second place?
I think
Quick.
Toddy's on absolute
Toddy's
fire
on
at the
fire.
minute.
Toddy, yeah.
So he's my
exactly.
second place, and third place. Oh, yeah, Gemma! Yeah, Gemma's going to come third.
Ludwig, quick, 1, 2, 3. Who's going to be our top 3 podium places at badminton this year?
I think I'm going to be 1 and 2, and then I think,
Oh!
You've heard it here first.
Oh, no, he didn't.
The man's full of confidence.
and then I think Toddy is looking very good.
Yeah.
I'm based with him, or at his flat. I rent some stable as his, and his horses is looking very good.
Indeed. Belton is a very good indicator of form pre-badminton, so you can't discount those 3 that Belton. You know, Toddy, Vittoria Panazon, the mad Italian woman across country. She's just
Crazy.
crazy
She's
fast.
beautiful as well. That always helps.
She's a bit of a blonde
You think
bombshell. This
everyone's
is true.
beautiful, Ben?
She's a good ambassador for our sport, I think.
So we got those 3. I'm going to go with the same Belton 3 will be up on the podium. How about you, Gemma?
I'm going with. I'd quite like William to win on Mr. Chilly Morning, but I think Toddy is definitely going to give them a run for their money, and I also think Vittoria is going to be up there, but I also think Pippa can always.
So you can't make your mind up, really.
Well, Pippa can always be a bit
Hedging
of a
a bet.
weapon, can't she?
Alec,
You can
give
come
us a
out
quick
and
1, 2,
give us
3.
a good.
Well, I think you've got Victoria's an interesting idea, but I think you've got Toddy, Nicholson, and Fox Pitt. I mean,
3 titles. He's going for the 3, obviously.
Yeah, they know their way around that place. I mean, how many times has Andrew been? 28 times now.
He can't be human, can he, really?
Extraordinary.
He is a machine.
Extraordinary
He's made of something different than everyone else.
Yeah.
Absolute champion.
So we talked about bringing eventing into the limelight and into the mainstream media, and one man that is on a mission to do such is Mr. Ben Hobday. So tell us about your latest elite eventing project. Give us a quick rundown.
Well, we've got a new series coming out today, actually. The video will be online tonight, and I feel very strongly about our sport, and that the riders that are involved, they don't help themselves enough. They don't show how cool they actually are, and
Show us how cool you are, Ludwig.
this guy for sure is one of those riders, you know.
I've been privy enough to see your first
You've
elite
had a preview.
eventing cribs.
Yeah.
And I have to say I was in absolute hysterics. And your first victim, your first guest on the eventing crib show was? Or is?
You'll have to see it online. Elite Eventing. This girl who we've filmed is a rising star. She's one of the best. She's bred by the best, and she will be the best. The first of many. Never seen before. Check it out.
Thank you for joining us on the Eventing Show, brought to you by the Horse Hub app, and thank you to all my wonderful guests for joining me here at Burnham Market event.
Thank you.
Remember, you can also follow us on Twitter @Eventing TV Show and Facebook, The Eventing TV Show.